Went to bed at like 6 last night, so I'm already awake, showing how the Bible is wrong. So here's the original Greek from Codex Alexandrinus. Here's the Bible that I'm using, that everyone uses, that's called, I don't know, it's called Inline Greek Bible or something. So here you see ton min proton logu epoesamen peri penton ho theophile on gato. Sorry, they made the letters the same. It's very hard sometimes. What I'm trying to say is look at apoi esamen, apoi esamen. So main. So for some reason that's one word, but it's a very long word. It's awkward. And I always see apoesin, like I see a lot of apoi words. Like they're all, like in the Bible, you're always seeing apoi, la, 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 la. Very long word connected to apoi. It's the end of that. But also the next sentence, ho theophile, ho theo, wait, you're cutting a name in half? This Theophilus? But like, why would you cut the name in half if like Theo is God? Like, it's such a common thing for like God type stuff. So like, they could read that. I don't think so. What I'm trying to say is that like, it feels like all the Christians need to know that the Bible was purposely changed. Like, that's a sigma. You know it's a sigma. Basileus. Like, you know it's a sigma. It's not a sigma. It's a G or whatever it's called. But, like, you know it's a sigma in Greek. But in the Bible, it's not a sigma. Why would someone take a symbol from ancient Greek and say, we're just going to change that symbol? We don't like that one. We're going to change it to another one. You're not just going to change it completely. No, we're going to literally like make it a different one. So in the Bible, that's X. In every other, but like if in this Bible, that's an S. But when it's translated over, it's ergato. Oh, that's not the one. There's another one in there. There was an ergato or whatever. I can't see it in there. Sorry that I'm wasting your time right now. Oh, there it is. Ergato. You see it? Ergato. I've been talking about how the Greek in the Bible is wrong, and I showed how like in the first chapter of Acts, like there's this epoi, and like that word is one word in my Bible, but it's like clearly separated as two words in there. And then theophile is theophi over here, and then the le on like is right there. So like so it might actually be theophi leon, but clearly like they're separate words. This text does not roll over stuff. Like this text separates things. The other text just rolls over everything. Like you can never read the Vatican's text. This is the one that wants you to be able to read it. Clearly it's separated, but I wanted to show you something else here. So there's Petros kai Jakobos. So like I think that Jakobos is a last name because there's I think those are two last names. Because Petros, remember Simon Petros? I think his name was Simon, and then Petros is the last name. And then because here there's and John and Andreas Philippos, like I think that's saying like brave or courageous Philip, because Andreas, remember I was going to name this hotel the Andrea Hotel, after the Greek virtue of Andrea, because that's separated that way. Because how do you know that Philip and Andrew are two different people? Because there's no punctuation. There's just Kai, Andreas, Philippos, Kai, Thomas, Bartholomeos, Kai, Matthios. So here we see Agalion Katamat Dion. So that's clearly two different words according to the Codex Alexandrinus. Matt is not the same word as Dion. So, I mean, that might be his last name, but that's according to, like, because kata is its own word. Matt is a separate word. So it put them together. But here you see how this Jacobus is used for Judas Jacobus, and then there are all these Jacobuses. I think that's because it's a last name. Because like there were two families together, probably the Petros and the Jacobus. And John was there. And John's mentioned down here as un, I think. I can't see it because it's being blocked, but my screen is being blocked. But based on the punctuation, I think that, I think that, like, that's one person. That's one person. Because how would you know that there are multiple people? When I tell you guys that there is no person named Peter, none. And there's no person named Andrew, apparently, because how are these words separated? Well, there's Kai. These two groups are together, the Petros and Jacobus, and then John and brave or courageous Philip and Thomas Bartholomeus, which is his last name, and Matthias. I can't see what it says. I think it says Jacobus, which would be the same, like a last name. And then there's some, I can't see it right now because my screen's being blocked, but then there's also Judas Jacobus, and everyone knows the name Judas. So what we found is that we have a person who founded the church. The Travels of Peter is a book that I hadn't heard of, and I am the guy who knows about the book that you don't know about. And it apparently is missing, and I'm wondering if the Pope knows what that book says. But like, what's clear is that wouldn't be the Travels of Peter. It would probably be the Travels of the Petros, the family. I want to know what the name of Travels of Peter is now, because I haven't seen it in Greek. I heard about it through Origen. Most of the stuff I know about from Origen. And everything I know about the church, I know about from Origen. But what I really know, or not everything, but a lot of what I know is, but what I really know is there's no character named James. Uh-oh. If there's no James, the brother of, was Jesus a Jacobus? Wait. James founded the church. I'm very confused about who founded the church, but what I do know is that there's a throne for Peter that represents the church's authority over everyone on earth. The church's authority is what that represents. It's not Jesus' authority, because, I mean, the reality is I am back, and I think the church knows I'm back, and I think the Pope knows I'm back, and I don't have the church knocking on my door going, hey, here's the keys to the Vatican. And here's some documents. Like I actually did, like I made sure, like I got the documents for you. Like I have the throne for you. Like, no, that's not what the church thinks it represents. Because I mean, my opinion is that the people who built that throne know who Petros is. They know who the Jacobus are. Like, they were the ones that still knew Greek. And so, why is there a throne for the Pope, for Peter like that, if there's no such person as Peter? And the church is certain there's no such person as Peter. I just want to point out one more thing. This guy, Philip, everyone knew he was courageous back then, is my opinion. Like, when they read the Greek and they called him Andreas Philippos, which Andreas is a Greek virtue. There's Andreas Sophrosune, there's Dikaiosune, and there's what's the fourth one? I can't remember right now. But like, Andreas is one of the Greek virtues, trust me. Like, that's why, like, when it's separated like that, Kai John, Kai Andreas Philippos, Kai Thomas Bartholomeus, Kai Matthias Jacobus. Like, it's why is he courageous? Like, what did he do? Like, what's the real story of the Bible? Is the story that these people were like up against the most powerful like group of people on the planet, and they fought them, and they fought them with a bunch of slaves, and they killed like the hardest people to fight. Like they killed these like high priests. Like according to Acts, I think Petros is who killed Ananias, and Ananias had Paul beat up in the Bible. And so like Ananias was a high priest. So like but like if that's the case, then it's the Petros. It's the Peter's family, I think. I mean, I could be wrong here, but it seems like it, because they're both Petros and the Jacobos. And then there are a bunch of Jacobos mentioned. And it like literally calls them Jacobos, but this Bartholomew Miles, like, I don't know. Because there's the doubting Thomas. Yeah. So apparently Jesus' family, it feels like he was one of the Jacobos. Because his brother's James. And then John would be a Jacobos. Well, she's married to him. Yeah. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out the Bible. Like, I think that clearly, like, we don't know what the Bible says. And if you're someone that doesn't care about what the Bible says and you know it's wrong, because like, people keep telling me I don't care if it's wrong. Like, I know what I believe, and it's like, then you don't believe in the logos. Like, I believe in the word. I believe in the word. Well, you don't know what the word says, and you don't care if you know what the word says. Like, maybe you should care what the word says. Like, apparently you believe in this whole religion that's like based around like the things you know. You probably start talking about Andrew, and you start talking about Peter all the time, and you don't even know there's no such person as Peter. That's a group of people, the Petros, but there's a person, Simon Petros. So you do know Simon. I decided to look at Codex Alexandrinus because I've been having some trouble with this section of Acts where it's like calling Philip courageous and stuff like that. And I was saying that I think there are two families, the Petros and the Jacobos, because of the way this is worded in that Greek. Because I got rid of the punctuation, and I knew that if there's Chi, it has to be this. Chi, this. Chi, this. Chi, this. Until Chi, this. Chi, this. And that's why, like, when it says, well, actually, Bartholomew's one person, Thomas is one person, Matthew's one person, James is one person, and then Peter's one person, and James is one person, and John is one, like, and Philip and Andrew are one person, or like, it didn't work for me. But once I got into Codex Alexandrinus, I saw that Chi, because there's what is it right here? There, Petro, Ote Petros Kai Jacobos. Ote Petros Kai Ioannis, John, Kai Jacobos. Oh, Kai Jan. Arias. Oh, it does say Andreas, sorry. Kai Andreas, brave, Philip, and then that would be Kai. That doesn't look like a Kai. Because that looks like a Gamma Philig. I need to go zoom in on it. But all I'm saying is that it's not the same, no matter what. Greek's not the same. And I don't think, because his name wouldn't be Philippos. His name would be Philip.